So we have known each other since 2013, and at that time I participated in Bolashak program. Guys, do you know this program? So I think you have heard about this. This is the presidential program. And so I was very lucky. I got a good opportunity to participate in that program, and chose the country, the Netherlands, and Leiden University. So, and just this was
recording
our first
stopped.
Internship
Recording in
there.
progress.
Sorry. And since that time, we have been working together with Mr. Hank, and so we have participated together in the educational program, which is called Erasmus. And so, like, if I'm not mistaken, about 2 projects of Erasmus were connected with CLIL. So the first program was connected with blended learning, which is very actual nowadays. And also we took a lot of efforts, let's say, and I think we made a good contribution to our CLIL development in Kazakhstan. Thanking to our Dutch colleagues and the head of which was Mr. Hank. And guys, you're lucky that you have such course, CLIL course, and so that Mr. Hank has been teaching you.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you. Yeah, and I think I will give the floor to Mr. Nursultan, yeah, to say a few words.
Okay, thank you. Good evening for everyone. My name is Nursultan. I'm a physics teacher and also at the same school as Bahutgul and in Pavlodar, NIS. So just a few words about me. I just studied in our regional university, Pavlodar State Pedagogical University, and just have studied about 6 months in Malaysia. And after that, I took a lot of internship in UK, in Germany. And during this experience, I have just studied about the CLIL. And since 2016 year, I am the certified trainer, and just sharing my experience with the teachers, with the students as you, for example, from our universities. And I hope today's workshop will be very useful for you. And you will enjoy and take a lot of information from us. And if you have any question, just easily feel free to ask for us. Thank you.
Okay. I'm finding my screen now to share the screen about the questions. If you have a second, because I thought I had it here. Yes, please allow me a few seconds. Yes, here we go. I will share the screen and we start with group 2, cooperation between the subject teachers and the teachers of English in Pavlodar. Let me first share the screen so that you can see it. Yes, yes. Okay, and I would like to ask the representative of group 2 to start the questions and to start a discussion. The best is probably to read the questions and then to ask one of the 2 teachers available to answer the questions. Don't hesitate, especially the people from the group, to interrupt and to ask more questions to deepen your understanding. That's also true for the people from other groups, but especially from group 2 in this case, then group 3, 2, then group 3, etc., etc. We will do the sequence group 2, group 3, 5, 6, 7, and then 1 and 4, because they were, to my joy, I see that group 4 has now also submitted questions, but they were quite late. And so that's why I take this sequence. So who's the representative of group 2?
Oh, that's me. Hello.
Okay, so please talk.
So One of the things that we were really interested in is how does one find a good balance in cooperation between the teachers of English and subject teacher?
So should we start, answering the question?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So, Mr. Hank, we also made a presentation, So, and if we...
Okay.
Yeah, if we could present it, like,
sure.
just based on your questions.
Sure, good.
Okay.
So
Mr. Nursultan, could you please? Yeah.
I've stopped the Padlet because you know.
Okay.
Yes, there we go.
Yeah. So you see, so we prepared first of all the first one, like CLIL in English lessons, but still, and also with a lesson plan. So can we show it, or
sure.
It was in group 1, Is it possible?
Sure.
Okay, so then if we start with CLIL, with the CLIL lesson plan, so I think we will start with my colleague, okay?
Yeah.
And then just please, so then we'll proceed to your question.
No, that's okay. So I understand that you made a presentation, and of course you started with the first question and so forth and so on. So group 1 is lucky that their questions are being answered already. And I think after a question has been answered by you, the group, in this case group 1, can ask some additional questions if necessary. Okay. Is that okay?
Yeah,
all right. Okay. So I guess Nursultan,
we'll start.
Okay. Yeah, I will start. So the first one, we just wanna shortly introduce you how we use CLIL in our lessons and our colleague, not only in science lesson, and also the cooperation between history teachers, because in our school, for example, the history it's taught in the second language at any grade, so it's also can be used the CLIL methodics. So the first one, our lesson plan, it consists of the two objectives. The first one, it's a content. So in the content, it's included lesson objectives. So for example, I'm physics teacher. It's the first one on the top. I just place a lesson objective for our physics curriculum, and we are only focused to the content. For example, what is dynamic, what is kinematics, and the objective like this one. And the second one, it's more about language skills, so about language objective. For example, we make focus to the terms, to the some phrases that will be useful in this lesson, in this particular lesson, and also about some academic functions. For example, the causes, approximation, estimation, and something like this. So, and as you know that, for example, in our 11th grade, all science subjects students study in the English. So we should like integrate content and the language in the first terms. So I just want to show you how it actually looks. For example, here we can see that there is assessment criteria, and in assessment criteria it's written more about lesson objective. For example, students should be able to recall the definition of free and forced oscillation, and like this one. And also there is some column, some row about the language objectives, and here, like I told you before, we just write the terms like free oscillation, forced oscillation, and we gave them like a card, or maybe just we say it's orally the translation of Russian and Kazakh languages, and also we gave them the useful sets of phrases, or we just use it during the hour lesson. And maybe you can see here there is already prepared some phrases and the sentences that the students should remind and remember during the lesson. And also, yeah, like I told you before, there can be also the functions, for example, describing a graph, describing how to solve the problems. And this is just as an example. of our lesson. The students will work in the class, and they should complete the table, how radio works. So the first one of their of their first stages, they should just match the pictures and the phrases or the sentences, because in the beginning of their educational year, they are not prepared to study in English. So we'll discuss about this one a little bit later in challenges. So this is just an example how we implement CLIL in our lessons, in our science lessons. And I think that's all. And
yeah, I think I can. There was.
Bakit, before we proceed to group number two, to the questions of group number two, I would like to ask group number one, do you have some additional questions to the teacher, to Mr. Nursultan?
Good evening. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
First of all, good to meet you. And thank you for your presentation about CLIL. Actually, everything is clear, but I think that we will have some questions when you finish your presentation, I think.
Okay, that's all right.
Thank you.
Okay. So in group one, yeah, so there were also some questions connected with English content of the lesson plan. Yeah, so if I understood that, like, how can we implement content of the lesson plan in our English classes, right? Yeah, for teachers of English. Okay, so then the question is, can English content of the lesson plan contain more than one topic? So we should say that usually in our English lessons, we study one topic. So we have the unit during one term, which can be divided into 2 or 3 topics. And so then usually for one lesson, which lasts 40 minutes. So usually we have like pairs of lessons, like 80 minutes. And we follow the, just when we plan our English lessons, we plan according to the course plan. Yeah, okay. Sorry. So, and according to this course plan, yeah, so we plan the lesson objectives, as Mr. Nursultan has said already, and the language objectives, so what is going to be taught. And of course, the content of the lesson. So in our course plan, there is usually content and language, like 50-50, and we try to keep this balance. And so then I think I will proceed to the second group, yeah, cooperation between subject teachers and teachers of English. So shall we ask our students, yeah?
Yes, you can proceed.
Yeah. So there was the question, yeah, and so if I'm just, I do not remember who was asking the question, like about the balance. Am I right, guys?
Yes.
Can you repeat your question, please?
How does one find a good balance in cooperation between an English teacher and a subject teacher?
Okay, Nursultan, can you please switch on the next slide? Okay. So first of all, like, of course, we try to keep our balance between English teachers, like language teachers, and subject teachers, teachers of chemistry, like STEM teachers of chemistry, then biology, physics, mostly, ICT. And we should say that the content of English lessons is may be connected with the topics which our subject teachers cover usually. And so once a term, we have such an enterprise, which is called a horizontal planning. You see, we have vertical planning and horizontal planning. And in this horizontal planning, usually English teachers and subject teachers, so they meet together. And we try to find out, like, what common topics, what common lesson objectives we have. And then we try to implement this maybe like twice or 3 times a term, according to the topic. For example, we can have some topic connected with geography. And like in grade 7 or in grade 8, we have the topics connected with natural disasters, or mostly natural disasters like earthquakes and like this. And then we try to find the common objectives with our geography colleagues, and if they have the same, so then we work with our schedule, and so then try to invite, like I invite the geography teacher to my class of English, and then he invites me to his geography lesson, and then we try like to implement like some English in geography and geography content in our English. Then is that okay with this question? Yeah, did I answer?
Yes.
Okay, good. There was the next question.
The next question is, what are the key aspects of good cooperation between teachers?
Okay, key aspects. Of course, first, this is a friendly atmosphere in our school. And I think that one of the main points is that we have one aim, yeah, in teaching and preparing our students for studying in on the international level, like entering foreign international universities, and just trying to upgrade the level, not only English, but also their subject knowledge. And the key aspects of good cooperation. So then I should say, as you see on the slide, so in our school, English teachers provide intra-school courses for subject teachers. When our English teachers teach our subject teachers English, it depends upon the level they have. And usually we start with a level A, of course. And for those who have upper level, like B1, B2, so and higher, so we prepare them for IELTS test. Then we have intra-school courses taught not only by our English teachers, but also we have CLIL courses, and Mr. Nursultan is one of these trainers. And usually our certified trainers, so we have some certified trainers in our school, CLIL certified trainers, who have this right to teach CLIL, techniques and whatever connected with this approach to subject teachers. And if we continue also, as you know, I think you know, so in Nazarbayev Intellectual School, there are international teachers who have from different countries, like subject teachers, and they also participate in this. They also work with their with their colleagues at their departments, also raising the level of English and academic English, and of course, CLIL approach.
So I have a question about the international teachers and all that. So when they work together with teachers from Kazakhstan, do they have some sort of problems with communication because of a language barrier?
Yes. Yeah, we have such problems, and it depends upon the level, of course. And I think Mr. Nursultan can help me, like in team teaching. Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah, the first one when I came to NIS, and it was 2015. Yeah, and it was the first year when I started to work with our international teachers. And yeah, of course, the first one, there was a little gap between us in communication. But for example, the subject, the content in physics is actually the same around the world. So to find the similar words, it was quite easy for us. But it was really a problem for old teachers, yeah, because they have a problem in the languages, but they use a translator often. But now, during, for example, this 5 and 7 years, these teachers, they already have a good level of the English because of the daily communication with international teachers. But yeah, of course, and the first one, in the beginning of the cooperation, there were a lot of problems with that, and we spent a lot of time to build this communication. And I think the most helpful things that it's like I told you before, the subject, even biology, chemistry, physics, ICT, they have the same content, and it was really helpful for us to understand each other.
I see.
Clear?
Yeah, it is clear. So on top of my head, I have another question is, would it be possible to implement CLIL in Kazakhstan, like for your usual schools, not only for NAS, but for example, for schools in a village or in small cities, for example?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the multilingual education is implemented, I don't know, maybe 5 years ago or maybe earlier. And now the CLIL is very popular, not only the CLIL and other English medium instruction strategies. And for example, we are organized a workshop between the teachers from villages, from regions, or from our local teachers. And actually, they are good at this one, and they can easily implement the CLIL in their lessons. But most of them, they just use the CLIL lessons in the elective courses, not on the main course of the physics, for example. There is separate subject in elective, and they taught in English and use CLIL in these lessons. And of course, the first problem is English level. In every workshops, our participants talking about this one, but they participate to the courses. They watch for example, physics videos in English, and they are good at terms. They are good teachers, and so they can, by small steps, they just implement the CLIL.
You see, I should say that maybe for our country, one of the most effective way would be the close cooperation of an English teacher and the subject teacher in our conditions, yeah. Because as Nursultan has already said that, yeah, subject teachers, so they do not have such a good level of English. I'm not saying about all, yeah, but most of our teachers from mainstream schools, they have the same level, and in the villages, of course, in the countryside, yeah. And if our teachers cooperate together and just if they try to do it how we began doing this in our school, so I think just it can lead to some good results, productive results.
Yeah, and also I just want to add some words. So the CLIL, it's not teaching in English. There are a lot of strategies, a lot of philosophy of this one. And maybe you already know about translanguaging. And I think this one, it will be, or switch coding, yeah. And in the beginning, also teaching and using CLIL, I think this one, it will be also very useful for teachers. It means that switch from English to their native language, or L1 or L2.
Thank you.
Arnoor, are you through with your questions?
Almost done. I have only one question left.
Good.
Yeah, there's only one question left. So how hard it is to coordinate a lesson with another teacher?
Yeah, Nursultan, this is, I think, a straight question to you.
Yeah, the team teaching and co-teaching, it's actually the good thing. You can manage your activities with your colleague. And the first one, I think the important thing in team teaching, it's planning. So how you will organize your lesson with your colleague. So at the beginning of your cooperation, you should say, okay, this part I will discuss, and you will discuss about this part, and you should discuss every minutes of your lesson, and how to say, and I think this one will be a good collaboration. And as we told before, in the beginning it was problems with language, but now after some times you can easily understand each other, and this one in the planning, I think this is the best, the important part of the lesson. So you can easily manage who will do this, who will do other things. And
thank you for your answer.
Just some words. So, for example, every teacher has their own point of view of this lesson. So you should discuss about this one before the lesson. Because you have different experience. Yeah, sorry.
No problem. Arnoor, could you switch on your camera, please?
Switch on?
No, Arnoor, not you. It's Nur Sultan, your camera's on. Arnoor, are you there?
Yes.
Do you have a camera?
Yes, give me a second.
Yes. Yes, good. I'm asking you to switch on your camera so that our colleagues from Pavlodar can see who the person is who asked these excellent questions. You really did a good job in interviewing our guest speakers. So I would like to commend your behavior to the leaders of the other groups who are now going to come. So an excellent job, Arnoor. Thank you.
Go.
So, Bakit, do you think we should proceed to group 3?
Yeah, I suppose we can do this. Mm-hmm.
This was a group who had some problems in the beginning. It's a very good group because I know from other exercises, and they had a problem in the beginning to try to understand what the link is between CLIL and the school organization. They had problems in conceptualizing this issue. So, who's the spokesperson of Group 3?
It's me, Christina. Hello.
Christina,
Hello.
Could you ask your questions to the two guest speakers?
Yes, sure. First of all, some of the questions you are already partially answered, but maybe you can something add to it. So the first question is how your NIS school supports other so-called normal schools regarding CLIL and the trilingual policy in Kazakhstan.
Okay, thank you for your question. So, we have tried to answer this question, before partially, of course. So, of course, we try to support our mainstream schools in our region, and not only in our region, but also in the country. And so one of the examples was the seminar which we conducted with Mr. Hank and Nur Sultan. It was in 2018. So when we tried to organize a series of workshops for CLIL teachers, and not for so the participants were not only from NIS schools but also from mainstream schools, and not only in Pavlodar region but from different cities in Kazakhstan. And we tried to disseminate our CLIL experience in these workshops. So, and one of the ways how we continue doing this, of course, this is sharing our practical experience with teachers, like giving practical workshops. Usually we in our school invite these teachers, invite teachers from different schools in our city. And so we not only give workshops, but also we give open lessons, and we invite these teachers to show how we do this and how we try to implement our knowledge of this. Then we have STEM courses for students. Nur Sultan, could you please say a few words about STEM courses for students?
So usually, we organize CLIL workshops for the local teachers, as you said, and also we focus it to the students. And before the pandemic situation, like 2 or 3 years, we have organized STEM courses for students with our international teachers, and it was also taught in English. And it was quite surprising for us because the students also had the good level of English, and they can easily understand our colleagues. So there is no needed the translation for this one. And we just use it the same.
And Sultan, would you allow me to interrupt for a second? I'm not sure whether all our students understand the acronym STEM.
The STEM is science, technology, engineering, and math. So we just organized this workshop for the local students, where they did something with their hands. DIY projects. Maybe you heard about this one, So you can see on the photo, they just used the glue gun and they created the cars or something like this. So it was like physics project, engineering projects. And also we just we wrote a lot of articles in conferences, and so usually the local teachers, they can easily open any this article, and they can read about our experience, what we did, what action research, for example, we have organized in our school during educational year. This is different cases. For example, we use it CLIL to develop students' research skills, or maybe for develop critical skills. So there are a lot of different cases where you can implement CLIL and research the effect of the strategies and the philosophy. The next one, it's about methodological toolkit and toolkits. So every year, for example, I'm the trainer of the CLIL course in our school, and me and my participant, we try to collect all our materials that we did during our trainings, and we just collect it and create methodological toolkit. It can be like lesson plans, activities, and different things. And after that, for example, we just publish it on the web, on the internet, and they can easily access for them and download. And also the next one, the website CLIL.kz, you can easily also open it on your devices. Maybe I will just show you just.
And this is the website which was organized by Nursultan.
This is our internet web community of teachers between the NIS schools, and in this one you can easily find activities. There are also different books, for example, Brickell's Road to CLIL, and now we invited biology and chemistry teachers, and you can see that our biology administrator, she prepared the resources to teach biology in English, or for example, one of the, I think that's an important part of the lesson, it's classroom language, and there are a lot of phrases here, and different teachers, not only NIS and also the regional local teachers, they share with us their books, their activities, and we just publish. This one is here. For example, after this workshop, you can find it. And also, just few words about this one. For example, our physics department and the English department, we and our colleagues, we just prepared special methodological toolkit for the 7th grade physics.
7th grade.
For the 7th grade. So our English teachers, they came to our physics lesson and they read English text. They just did some activities. And after this one, after our cooperation, we have prepared text activities and worksheets for the whole topics in the 7th grade. for the whole chapters. And also we just created small, for example, small online course for this one with some ICT support for our local teachers. And this is also free. They can just open this one, and you can see there is no like login, and they use this card, and a lot of worksheets are prepared. So, and this one, for example, audio exercises and like this. So this is easy access and free access for every teachers. And in every workshops, we just how to say, tell them about this website, tell them about our methodological toolkits, and they can use it in their lessons. So this is our like support for the local teachers and just maybe students as you, because we have like how to say, our pedagogical universities, they send their students to our school to pedagogical or teacher training, and also we just share our materials with them like this one. So it's already done. It's already like finished worksheets. They can use it this one in their lessons.
Yeah, one of the examples, I would like to say that, our school has the memorandum of the cooperation between, like, with State Pedagogical University in Pavlodar, and also we also work with students like you, like the second and third year students, and they have teaching practice in our school. And this year, so I was one of the English teachers who worked in cooperation with the chemistry teacher. And so this year we launched the course of chemistry, CLIL, chemistry in English. Yeah. And so we began teaching students of the third year students of chemistry specialty. And so they had this course like about like 2 or 3 months. So we just began in October, and so we ended this in December, and then in January they came to our university to have like active practice, and they were like they were teaching chemistry in the 11th grades, and the preparation which was done before, so it helped them really a lot. Yeah, this is also one of the experiences we try to share with the students. So preparing our future CLIL teachers.
Okay, thank you very much for answering. And the second question is was a bit answered already. So what extra facilities the teachers in your school get from your maybe school administration, for example, some extra training courses, as you already mentioned, or maybe something else?
Yeah, we have extra professional training. So it was mentioned about like having intra courses for our colleagues and CLIL trainers, and mostly CLIL trainers. And these years we work in cooperation with our international teachers, so who also teach CLIL for our local colleagues, for our local teachers. Smaller classes. So I don't think that we have such smaller classes. Yeah, but we have like as Mr. Nursultanov has said, like we have this like STEM practical classes, and our students work in laboratories. Yeah, like in cooperation with our subject teachers. Sultan, do you have anything to add? Couldn't just no. So
just workshops.
Okay, thank you very much. And my last question is: you mentioned that you did a lot of job for some local schools for your region and the country as a whole for development of CLIL in Kazakhstan. So my question is about the results. So how it actually contributed the development of CLIL in Kazakhstan already. So do we have some data? How did it already contributed? So
Yeah, unfortunately we cannot. So unfortunately let's try to formulate. Yeah, so I will not say that we have finished doing this. So we have been continued doing this, and so we're not saying that this is the end. So, and just we're waiting for some results, but still we are still in the process of doing this, and just we have not done any data, I think so. Yeah, so just we didn't count like the percentage. Okay, like, but still we have the feedback from our local teachers, and like, I mean, from the mainstream schools teachers, subject teachers who participate in these seminars, and just feedback, and we can see that how they try to implement the practical knowledge which they gained here, like in their lessons, and we try to communicate with them and just to keep in touch with them, to have connections, professional connections with them.
Okay, thank you very much for your answers.
Thank you for your questions. Mr. Hank, we cannot hear you.
Oh, yes. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Thank you, Christina, for your questions, and I guess also very good. I guess we should proceed to the next group, Bakit.
Okay.
And who's the speaker of group number 4? Who's the speaker for group number 4? All right, noted.
I can.
You can. Okay, all right. Please, could you switch on your camera, please?
Sultan?
Sorry, but I have internet connection.
Okay.
Problem with internet.
All right, then just pose your questions, please.
Okay. The first question is, are there any students who prefer regular training without the CLIL methodology?
Sorry, could you repeat your question? Because of the connection.
Are there any students who prefer regular training without the CLIL methodology?
Sultan.
Yeah.
So, are students interested in your classes? Full of CLIL.
So may I clarify? So you're asking about, for example, we use CLIL in our classes, and the students, they don't want to study it by the CLIL. They want to just do regular trainings. Yeah, in total in English, you are talking about this one. Am I right?
Yep.
Actually, we didn't mean the cases like this one, so we just teach them in English. But in total, with, for example, international teachers, and because maybe they can in 11th grade they switch from Russian or Kazakh to the English from 10th to 11th grade. So how to say, very sharply, yeah, and there is like strong transition between these two languages. Maybe because of this one, they didn't ask for that about this one, to be honest. So they say, okay, in English, or we can use translanguaging or switch coding. So there weren't the cases like this one.
And here I should add that that is why. So we have been trying to implement small CLIL, like connect. Maybe it was starting with the vocabulary, with the academic, with the specific vocabulary according to the topic already with the 7th grade. So we have been preparing them for this transition, for them, like the transition just not to be very strong and sharp, as Mr. Nursultan says. That's why we just have been trying, to work in this way.
Okay, thank you. Can I ask the second question?
Yeah, sure.
What are the essential features of a CLIL curriculum?
Will you answer?
Again, essential features of CLIL curriculum. So can you, could you clarify your question? Yeah, what would you like to know about? So
I think that she asked about the features when we implement the CLIL, and if we are talking about the challenges, I think that the essential feature here is also the planning and the zone of proximal development. For example, in the 7th grade, we can just give them some terms from 5 to 10, the new words, the new terms, the phrases. And after that, we just increasing the level of the difficulty of the text, for example. And the first one, it's just terms. The second one is phrases, and the last one, it should be the text. And also, I think the text it also should be adapted for their ages, and their levels also. For example, we should use more diagrams, more pictures to show, for example, the processes, and they can easily understand, they can easily manage what's happening in this physical phenomena, for example, or using the table. So I mean that we should use feature like a visualization to implement CLIL. And Bahut said that we should use like the soft CLIL in 7, 8, and 9, 10 grades, because in 11th grades they just switch to the English, and it's like from languages level and also psychological levels, it's really difficult to adaptize for this situation. And this is a course we should use just maybe in the small part of the lesson, implement the CLIL technology, or just give them some maybe problems in English, and after that they can year by year they will learn and grow their vocabulary, and it will be easy transition.
Yeah, just to get the hard CLIL.
Yeah.
And maybe like if we say about the connection between like languages, I mean language teachers and subject teachers, as Mr. Nursultan said about this strong transition, like when students have to cover subjects in English. So we also prepare our students for passing IELTS. And also, talking about this, like we prepare them like, so we start, in the 11th grade, but still in the 10th grade, we have the external English exam. So our students are also prepared to do that, like working with the, not working, but describing, some charts, some graphs, some diagrams, which is also connected with the subject teaching. But still, we should say that there are not all students, who have a good level of English, but there is some kind of like problem for us. So as we have like also a kind of like a small maybe percentage of students who have like low academic English.
Okay, thank you. The last question, what are the main factors that distinguish the CLIL method from other teaching methods in your school?
I should not say maybe like that there are any distinguishing features between teaching CLIL and teaching English, for example, teaching English, because they are all interconnected, and the course plans are also interconnected, like as we have like the balance of 50% of teaching content and 50% of teaching language. And we mostly, if we say like mostly English teachers, yeah, they are use also the same techniques, let's say, so yeah, like which are taught in subjects, I mean like chemistry, physics, and so on, like for critical thinking, like the Venn diagram, or like working with Bloom taxonomy, or working with different activities connected with activating prior knowledge and leading and so on. So but still we have to teach our subject teachers most, yeah, but still nowadays in our school I think we have a good percentage, like if I'm not mistaken, about like maybe 50-60% for sure, like of subject teachers who teach, so who co-teach and then try to teach their subjects in English with the help of international colleagues. But Mr. Nursultan, so he is also co-teaching, yeah, with Mr. Real, yeah, or not?
No, from 2018, I'm already alone
from
in my
2018,
classrooms.
yeah, Mr. Nursultan he does it individually without any help. But still, this is a problem for us, and we're trying to cope with this.
Yeah, and just a few words I just want to add about the CLIL method. What I really like in this approach, because it's absorbed some like advantages from another techniques or pedagogical technologies. For example, the 4C, like content, cognition, communication, and the culture. And the last part, the culture, I think it's really good in nowadays because of the globalization. And students, they should develop their global awareness skills, something like this. And also there are scaffolding strategies. It's also can be useful, like differentiation for different level of the students. We should support them. And the last thing, it's like zone of proximal development. So the students will like use terms, phrases, and after that the next.
I think we should proceed to the next question, because we have about a little bit more than 15 minutes left, and we wouldn't like to group 5, 6, and 7. They have very good questions too, so we should give them a chance too. Well, thank you for your answers, Nursultan. Of course, they're very to the point, but I'd like to suggest to you and Bakit that we proceed to group 5.
Okay.
Yeah.
And who's the speaker for group 5? And can you proceed the slide, Nursultan?
So number 5, you will just answer orally to this question.
Oh, okay, that's okay, of course. And who's the speaker for group 5? Group 5, the speaker. Okay, then just answer, Nursultan.
So I'm just communication with parents about CLIL. Yeah, what is the attitude of parents towards CLIL? Yeah, about this one. The first one, when we use it English in our, not in 11th and 12th grade, in lower grades like 7 and the 10, the parents, they actually they didn't have any, how to say, they didn't see any disadvantages of using CLIL in these grades, but we just use it. It's not so often, and the parents, some of the parents, they just didn't know about this one. But in 11 and the 12th grade, when we in the parents meeting, when we're discussing about this one, about this technology, or about the English level and the transition from Kazakh or Russian to English, they of course they support this idea about like switch coding or translanguaging strategies here. So yeah, the parents, they really interested in this because for example, the parents they spent maybe a lot of money to their children to increase their English level. So, and in 11th and 12th grade also, because in 11th and before it was in 12th grade, now in 11th grade they also pass the IELTS. So if subject will be teaching in English, they also will be good for them. So yeah, they really appreciate it and they support this idea, of course.
Yeah, and we should say that the 11th and 12th grades are the high, the high school. And of course, parents are not only interested, but let's say for them, one of the main problems or maybe a kind of motivation is that their children are going to enter the universities, So, and here we have the question like of entering the universities, and most of our students are trying to enter international universities and Nazarbayev University, and so where CLIL is very needed, let's say so, like the English, of course, and so they usually they enter such specialties, so connected with chemistry, like biology, physics, and so a lot of interest in perspective professions. So that is why, so for these grades, so they need this a lot. Did we try to answer your question?
Well, I guess so. There's no speaker apparently for group 5. So I would like to suggest to go on to group 6, yes, professional development.
So professional development, as we, so as you see, so in our school, there are certified trainers, and one of these trainers is Nursultan, so who had the internship, the professional internship in CLIL, like in the United Kingdom, mostly, so I worked as so I also had these professional internships in the Netherlands, and also, let's say, certified trainer in CLIL. Mostly, like our teachers are taught, or they have such kind of internships in different countries and sent by our school, but also we try also individuals independently to participate in different programs, international programs, projects. And also I would like to say that Mr. Nursultan has also participated in Bolashak program, and like in summer, if I'm not mistaken, in summer, he had also internship in the United Kingdom, if I'm not mistaken, connected also with CLIL, Nursultan. So we should say that our teachers, CLIL teachers, not only CLIL teachers, but subject teachers, so they have these kind of opportunities to participate in different kinds of international projects, programs, and internships.
And I guess, Bakit, that what you mentioned earlier, that there are intra-school, in the school workshops for teachers done by Nursultan, for instance, but also by you and other teachers, is also part of the professional development. Professional development is, of course, at different levels. It's at the level of the teachers who start with CLIL. It's also at the level of the teachers who are experienced in CLIL and want to make steps, and it's also for the teacher trainers. Where Nursultan and also you are examples of teachers who are teachers in the school, but also teacher trainers to fellow teachers, teachers from other schools and stuff like that. That's also professional development.
Yeah, agree with you.
Yeah, okay. Okay, then last but not least, group 7. And group 7 is also a link to the guest lesson of next coming Thursday, where Errol Gruloglu will speak. He is one of the exchange teachers, but Bakit will tell more about it, and maybe Nursultan.
Yeah, we have so yeah, yes, just I can say that so I'm very sure of this, and that international cooperation has been developing in our school. And here, as you see, we have different partnerships, not only like with the schools from Russia or from like countries like from the post-Soviet Union, but still we try to cooperate with international schools like you see from China. Yeah, and Nursultan, if I'm not mistaken, Chinese school is your partner school, yeah, in physics. Yeah, am I right? Yeah, could you say a few words, and then I will continue with my Dutch partnership school.
Yeah, with the Schenk International Schools, we have a connection like at least 2 years. During online, we just organize it sometimes lessons and sometimes like debates. So, for example, the topic of the last debate was about the energies and green energies development in the both countries and also around the world. So, yeah, we just have meetings from about the different topics, and and also, for example, we have students who, for example, right now in USA by in the Flex program. So yeah, and they after that they will just share their experience with our students also.
One of our partnership schools, and I'm individually working for this, like this is our Dutch partnership school from Rotterdam city. This is like Rotterdam Tweetalig school. Yeah, and just we have been cooperating with them like since 2018, and so like the vice principal of that school, like he was invited here to NIS first of all, like in 2018 to get introduced with our school, to be familiar with this, and then just we signed a memorandum like in cooperation between our schools. And I'm very glad to see that so we successfully have been working with this school. And this year, so I took my 9th grade students, and so I have also my colleague, like English teacher, whose name is Heis, and we have been working together, and so our students are very eager just to have these online workshops, online lessons, and like last week, so we shared our videos about our schools, about the life in Pavlodar and Rotterdam city. It's very nice. And so also I should say that 3 years ago, so like the students from Rotterdam school, from this school, so they came to Pavlodar. They came to Pavlodar to have, and they had, if I'm not mistaken, about like they spent there about 10 days, like, so this is a kind of cooperation between our schools, and just we're trying to develop them more, And also one of the ideas was also to work with the World Teachers Program from ICLAN, Leiden University, and so also we have been just trying to work, like to solve this problem, not problem stay, but still we have some ideas with Miss Tessa, so to like to develop this also this part of educational program, like between NIS and World Teachers.
The World Teachers Program is a program from ICLON, which is the teacher training college of Leiden University, where before I retired, I used to work there. And the World Teachers Program is a teacher training program where teachers next to their normal Dutch teacher training, have a very international bias to their training. And for instance, do their internships in schools outside the Netherlands, like in Pavlodar. But I remember that I remember now that I forgot to invite the speaker from Group 7, but now the speaker of Group 7 must be very offended that he or she didn't get the word. Who's the speaker of Group 7?
Well, I'm the speaker. of the group.
Okay, Malika, my sincere apologies.
No, it's nothing. So, hello again. So the first question is how the practice of integrating international students and teachers exchange will help to create a comfortable CLIL study environment.
Yeah, first as we have said, like the international cooperation, and just participating in the programs, in the international programs, so I think will help a lot to create this study environment, as we have such real examples like as Nursultan and me, like as we began working in programs, like participating in programs, and I was very lucky that they had such great opportunity to start this CLIL in the Netherlands with Mr. Hank, and so then we continued our cooperation with more Dutch colleagues, and just I'm happy to say that we have been continuing doing this. And we're trying to participate in different conferences, and also we also participated in the conference connected with CLIL last year in summer with Mr. Errol, so whom you're going to see a few days later, and so also we are going to present like with CLIL experience between Kazakhstan and the Netherlands in The Hague this July, also with Mr. Errol, and just we have such great opportunities to do that, just to continue our shared experience. Sorry, Nursultan, please, would you please continue, because I have my little son here.
How's your little son, Bakit? How is he doing?
Yeah, he's doing well. And now he's just he wants to participate here. You see, calling me Mama.
We wouldn't mind to see him.
Okay.
Okay, I'm just continuing the words, and like I told you before, for example, with the Schenk International Schools, we have prepared some debates, and there are like improvement of their English level also, because they have searched information about the energies around the world, and also how it's developed these energies. Hello, with like a call, and also it was like focused to the subject content, and it was both like content and also the language. And like I told you before, we have like 4C in the CLIL, and the last one is a culture. So we developed their how to say, communication skills, and I think it was the good implementation using international exchange program of the students, but it's not so like fully international exchange program, but via online it's also the good way to use it according to the situation in the world.
Okay, so the second question is, were students more engaged in the learning process after this practice?
I can say yes. For example, with the Schenk, we have used 11th grade students, and it was like on the previous year, and they really interested in the energy, and it was our next topic in the physics, and they already know the topics. They like show us the good results in unit test and the summative test also. And I can say about some program, international student program from Germany. The students came to us, and we just it was like academic integrity program, and some like 2 of our students just went to the Germany, and most of the students, they really interested in this one, and they try to develop their vocabulary, and not only in English and also in the subject, because it was selected by the subject knowledge and the language skills. So I can say that it's a good way to engage students in the learning.
Okay. So the last question is, did it help for fast improvement in studying among students?
Yeah, I can agree with this one. Because when we gave them the topic about the energy, and also we divide them by the groups, and they have discussed about, for example, heat energy, coal energy, and green energy or nuclear energy, and they found a lot of information when they work together. So and the work in groups or group work, it's also the good activities in the classroom, and yeah, not only in CLIL but in generally in pedagogics. It's also like you say, it's a fast improvements in studies. It was very helpful.
Okay, thanks for your answers.
Thank you, Malika. And before we leave, I would like to make a few remarks, and I would like to ask Nursultan and Bakik to stay around for a minute after the lesson, so that we can evaluate a bit if necessary. But first, a few remarks to the students. So if you have a minute, Nursultan, that would be helpful. Okay? And my remarks to the students are the following. So thank you very much for your work. And I think your questions were quite appropriate. What we will do for Thursday, tomorrow morning, I will put the homework for Thursday in WhatsApp and also on Canvas. It will be quite comparable with the homework for today, but then questions asked to Errol, to the Dutch school. So there might be some